This video will show you how to replace the carburetor in your Champion inverter. Make sure the engine is completely cool, and always disconnect the battery and the spark plug cap when working on your unit. Before beginning, locate the fuel valve behind the carburetor. Turn the valve off and loosen the fuel drain bolt at the bottom of the carburetor to drain the fuel from the carburetor. Step 1. Use an 8mm socket to remove the bolts in the corners of the fuel tank, and use a pair of pliers to remove the fuel vent line at the top of the fuel tank. Then lift and adjust the fuel tank to fully access the carburetor. Step 2. Undo the 4 clips on the air cleaner cover and remove the cover. Then use a pair of pliers to disconnect the breather tube from the valve cover. Then locate the 2 nuts inside the air cleaner and remove them using a 10mm socket. Beneath the air cleaner there is a hose clamp. Loosen the clamp with a flathead screwdriver and remove the entire air cleaner assembly and any old gaskets. Step 3. With a permanent marker, make a mark on the choke wire where it meets the cable wire clamp. Then use an 8mm wrench and a Phillips screwdriver to loosen the cable wire clamp, followed by the choke cable clamp screw. Step 4. Locate the propane fuel line and use a Phillips screwdriver to loosen the hose clip and detach the propane line from the carburetor. Then underneath the propane line, locate the gasoline fuel line. Use a pair of pliers to loosen the hose clamp and detach the fuel line from the carburetor. Step 5. Follow the wires leading away from the carburetor and undo the wire clip above the engine. Locate and disconnect the 2 green wire connectors, and then on the recoil side of the unit, clip any cable ties to disconnect the solenoid wire connector. Step 6. Unclip and remove the lower air filter cover and filter to make it easier to remove the carburetor. Then slide the old carburetor off the studs along with any old gaskets. Step 7. Always replace all gaskets in the correct orientation and slide the new carburetor onto the studs. Then replace the air filter and cover. Feed the wires back through the unit and reconnect the 2 green wire connectors and the solenoid wire, and fasten the wire clip. To reassemble your unit, replace the gasoline fuel line and secure with the hose clamp, and then replace the propane fuel line and tighten the hose clip. Feed the choke wire back through and align it with the mark you made. Then tighten the cable wire clamp and the choke cable clamp screw. Then replace the gasket and air cleaner housing. Align the inlet tube and tighten the hose clamp beneath the air cleaner. Then replace the breather tube, tighten the 2 air cleaner nuts, and replace the cover. Set the fuel tank back in place and tighten all 4 bolts, and replace the fuel vent line. Then turn the fuel valve back on, and lastly, replace the battery and spark plug cap. Your carburetor replacement is complete. Always follow the safety guidelines in your operator's manual, and for more help guides, visit the Champion Help Center at help.championpowerequipment.com.